You guys are long overdue for a good story. You know what, let's just jump right into it. For those of you cool people watching me on Twitter, this is not the girl that I took out on a date last week. The story I'm about to tell you, this is not her. So when I was in high school, I met this girl, and I was never a huge believer in love at first sight, but when I saw this girl, I'm not gonna go into details, but let's just say she's probably oh gosh. I liked her, she liked me for a little bit, I kept liking her, and she started liking another guy, and then we just and then a few months ago I just signed on to MySpace and checked my email. We're gonna call this girl Annie. Alright, so I checked my email and I have an email from Annie. And I didn't know how to feel, because I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this, but girls affect me in a way that really nothing else can. Annie has no idea that I kind of had love at first sight with her. So I'm really hoping that Annie never finds this video blog. So me and her start talking via emails. They started off with a paragraph, and then they started going to 2 paragraphs. The emails got massive. She's like, hey, do you have a girlfriend? I'm like, no girlfriend. You got a boyfriend? She's like, yeah. And just getting out of something that was pretty serious, and you know, he was a little crazy. And then we finally got around to the topic, hey, you wanna hook up sometime? Food-wise? Not. Cheesecake Factory is where this is all going down at. Alright, so I pull up at Cheesecake Factory, get out of my car, start walking to the doors. I walk to the doors and I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, we've talked about so much in these emails for the last few weeks. What are we going to talk about face to face? We haven't seen each other in the last 10 years. I get to the door and I open the door to Cheesecake Factory, and as the door opens I see a reflection, and then I heard, hey mister, and I turned around, and at that point my goal just became to not, oh my gosh, I've loved you so much and where have you been all my life? Exercise a good amount of willpower to not do that. We get to Cheesecake Factory and it's a Saturday, so of course there's a wait. So we sit down and we're talking, and then she starts talking about her ex. And she's like, my ex said something to me and really hurt me, and I don't know, I really don't know what to think about my situation right now based on some of the stuff my ex was saying. And in my head I'm just thinking, okay, well, I am just not going to even inquire in the least about whatever it is you're talking about. So I just change the topic and keep it rolling. So the hostess comes over, leads us over to our tables, so we sit down, and it's this big old booth, and it's just me and her. I'm just going to summarize a lot of this and let you guys know that this date was going better than any date I'd ever been on in my entire life. What I haven't told you guys is her ex-man that I mentioned earlier, he kind of lives with her. So they broke up, but they're in the process of So at the time, her ex-man lived with her, and he knew she was going on this date with me. She told me that, you know, she watches a lot of my video blogs, and her ex-man gets really jealous as he watches her watch me on these video blogs. The conversation progressed onto that thing that kids do on prom night that I'm not trying to do until my wedding night. Let's just say I made it pretty clear that if she was going to be with me, it would not be happening until we're married. And she made it pretty clear that any potential man that she was going to be with, she was going to need it. And on a regular basis. Here come my chances. Oh, there they go. Bye-bye chances. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. It seemed at that point the momentum of the date shifted. So the date ends, we walk out to the parking lot, we hug, she goes her way, I go my way. And about 2 or 3 days later, she sends me an email. Do you know a guy named Joey? We're changing his name too. I think Rob's friend's name was Joey. Yeah, I know Joey. I haven't talked to him in a while, but yeah, I know Joey. She emails me back, "Are you sure you haven't talked to Joey in a while?" It's been a while. I don't remember the last time I talked to him, but yeah. And then she emails me back, blowing up at me, like all caps. "I can't believe you. I trusted you. I thought you were different than all these other guys. I should have known, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I pick up my phone, like, I'm not going to respond to this email. I'm like, why is she blowing up at me? Because I know Joey. Pick up the phone and I call her, and I'm just like, was that you that just sent me that email? Because I know you said you lived with your ex. I wasn't sure if you left your MySpace account open and your ex jumped on and sent me that email. I don't know what the heck's going on. So then she breaks it down for me. She was like, "Listen, I want you to promise me that you're going to tell me the truth here." I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but yes, I promise you I will be 110% honest with whatever it is we're about to talk about. She's like, "You don't know a guy named Joey so-and-so and so." I'm like, I know a guy named Joey through my boy Rob who worked at Universal, but I don't know if it's the same Joey you're talking about. Then she drops it on me. Apparently, there's been this Joey character on MySpace who's been emailing her saying that he is my best friend and that he and I hang out all the time. Follow me around the room with this one, guys. So I go to this Joey guy's profile, and his profile looks very similar to mine. He has Mario as his picture for his main default. He's got how he loves video games and blah, blah. So anybody looking at my profile and looking at his profile would probably say that we're pretty cool. I have no idea who this is. Like, what has this Joey guy been saying about me? And then she begins. She's like, "Okay, well, he was saying he's at your house when you guys talk about me, and he's been saying little tidbits about how you're talking smack about me behind my back to him, and he's kind of just been telling me." And I'm like, what are you talking about right now? Like, I have, one, no idea who this Joey guy is. Two, none of this is making sense. Like, I don't know this guy, so if he's telling you that he knows me and I don't know him, wait, maybe this is your ex, because you say he gets pretty jealous. Is this something out of character that your ex might do? And to make a long story even longer, that's exactly what's been going on. Her ex, after seeing how much attention she and I have been sharing with one another via MySpace, decided he was going to make a fake profile, call himself Joey, claim to be my best friend, claim that he and I are hanging out all the time, claim that I'm talking smack behind her back about her to him, and he's been sharing all these details with her for the last 8 weeks. And all this was going on before our date. So when she was sitting there with me in the lobby, getting ready to go sit down at Cheesecake Factory, she was under the impression that I was talking smack about her, all this other stuff, and we still had a ridiculously awesome date. So at that point, once I was caught up on all this, I was just like, how is it that we had such a good date, yet in the back of your head, you're thinking, I'm such a bad guy talking all this smack about you from this guy? So she's like, I'm going to ask my ex if he has anything to do with this. I'll let you know what he says. Of course, her ex denies all this, but weeks later, confesses. So ex-boyfriend, if for whatever reason you are still watching my videos, I'm harmless, dude. If you ever want your ex-girlfriend to be dating a guy, trust me, you want that guy to be me, because I'm not going to be really getting down and doing some of the stuff that other guys might be doing until we're married, and then you got a serious problem on your hands. For those of you who have seen the prom night video, you know what's going to happen come my honeymoon time. My poor, fragile, unsuspecting wife. I'm gonna have to leave the country.